Hi guys, and welcome to today's live show. Today we're going to talk about subscription models. We're going to talk about research. We're going to talk about loads of stuff like that, and no doubt drop some knowledge bombs. My name's Mark Thompson, and that other guy on the other side with headphones on this time, looking like not a Cyberman, is Tim. Hi, Tim.
I've been a pro podcaster today with the headphones, and hopefully.
Because he took offence at people saying he sounded too tinny.
No.
Now you just look tinny.
What are those things called in what's it, Doctor Who?
Yeah, Cybermen.
Is it Cybermen? Was that what they were called?
Yeah. If only Mikey or Sally were on this, they'd tell us.
Yes, I know. Yeah, we've got to have our nerds on. I don't have. I'm not a master level nerd. Not yet.
So today we are going to talk about a couple of things. Now, I'm going to hold my hands up here and apologise. I've not been doing enough research. None of us
ever do enough research. Yeah, it's always the thing that we skip over, isn't it? It's the thing that when you say that you're meant to be doing your like avatar research or figuring out who your ideal customer is or what people are searching for. And I'd rather blow my brains out than actually do that stuff.
Yeah.
But it does make a huge difference.
Yeah. So, I mean, this week I've been diving deep into sort of SEO keyword research. And, it's amazing when you look at it and analyze what sites are ranking in the top 10. Hi, Kevin. You can rank for so many keywords with no backlinks.
Yeah.
All you need is the best content on there. And how do you get the best content? You look at what the top 3 or 4 sites have written and you make a better version of it. Don't do a clone of it. Just go, okay, well, this site's written about these 10 topics, this done these 15 topics. Okay, I will do these 25 topics and I'll make the most awesome bit of content possible, which then gives Google no excuse not to rank you, if not number one, because there are other factors as well that you can't really control. But generally speaking, I mean, Google's really good at putting the best content number one now. And a lot of those terms that you can rank easy for are money terms. It's people searching for best. If someone's searching for best headphones, they're going to buy a set of headphones. So it's really interesting that the money side of things is often the easiest thing when you do your research. Yesterday, I was just going to do a little demo, and it took me 5 minutes to do some research. And I've had 2 or 3 sites that, not rip off, but okay, I can do that article. So 10 articles I can write, get ranking with pretty much no bother because I don't need any keywords. The domain score of all the sites that are above in the top 10 is pretty low. So I can get a new site, I can get it ranking there pretty quickly. I can start to get traffic. And for everybody, when you set up a blog and you start to get traffic, that's when you're going to knuckle down.
So I know you put a post up in the foundation yesterday, and for those of you who are listening, reading, watching this video and who are not in the foundation, make sure you go ahead and join the foundation. Mark put up a post, was it yesterday?
Yeah, I just published part 2 about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, so
content side of things.
Part 1 of a research and how to do research type thing, and explained how quickly Mark was able to figure out what search terms are worthwhile chasing after, i.e. they don't have a huge amount of competition in terms of sites that are currently ranking that have very few or 0 backlinks. And if you can figure that out quickly, and there's various tools which we recommend that you have a look at, things like Ahrefs, that will give you the data in a very, very short period of time. And I think this is something that's really changed over the last sort of 4 or 5 years ago. When I used to do research, I used to use Google's keyword tool or, and it was awful, and it was a painful process. And with tools such as Ahrefs, you can go in put in the data and set a certain criteria, saying, show me all the sites which get at least 1,000 visitors, but I've got 1,000 visitors a month, but have less than 5 backlinks on them, for example, or have a keyword difficulty of below 5, and things like that.
I mean, that's all I did. So yesterday, I typed in golf, right, and I looked for all the content that had domain ranking below 30, 0 backlinks, and more than 1,000 visitors a month. Okay, and that got me started. And that was I don't know, 30-second search, and suddenly I'm finding articles that are ranking, getting 2,000 visitors a month, and aren't really competition. And it's the golf niche. Everyone go, oh no, there'd be a lot of people doing the golf niche. It's just because there's so many keywords. There's billions and billions of keywords, and what Google does really well now is they work out the intent of your article. So you can rank for keywords that you haven't even got on the page, because it knows what the intent of the article is. And it knows when people search for best golf balls, if you've got you might not have the word best golf balls on there, but you might have Callaway X01 Flyboy or whatever it's called. And I should do a big golf ball namer, shouldn't I?
You should do. Yeah.
It knows that that's what the people are after. And it knows that your site's got that content, and it knows you've got the best bit of content on that Callaway X01 Flyboy. Okay, it's going to show you. It's going to put you up there.
I suppose what's changed over the last couple of years as well is, and this is where maybe there's more long tail keywords out there that you can potentially rank for. It's the way that people search, and people search. More and more people are searching using voice search rather than actually typing in, because the difference between using a voice search on a mobile device compared to a typing in on a mobile device is very, very different. So people's natural language questions are becoming the new long tail searches. So there's, I remember a stat, and it was supposed to be about 5 years ago, that there's something crazy like 30% of all searches every single day of the week on Google are brand new. They've never been searched for before. Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this is that because Google's machine system, their intent system is basically goes, well, we know what you intended to search for, so we're going to show you articles that are as closely related to that. So you don't have to rank for exactly that keyword that somebody's typed in for the first time that day and had never been searched for before, but it will show you in something close enough to that, because it understands the intent of the search and then links it to the intent of your content.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a button I found yesterday which says new keywords discovered this recently. I mean, you press that, okay, wow, we're just going to put that into an article. Okay, I've got an existing article here. Let's do a quick rewrite, put it in there. And that's the other thing that all this data you can now access gives you. So I've got an article, okay, it's 1,400 words long, and it's ranking number 4 in Google. Okay, I'm getting 500 odd visitors a month, which is great. I mean, that's okay. I'm happy with that. It ranks for, I think, 285 keywords. Great. The site at number 1 is ranking for 6,000 keywords and gets 4,000 visitors a month. So I can now look at the content gap, stuff that he covers and I don't. So then I can go, okay, let me rewrite my article. His is 2,400 words. I'm going to rewrite mine to 2,600 words today. I'm going to put in 5 topics that he's covering that I'm not. And now suddenly he's got a rival. He's got somebody coming up behind him. And even if he's got a higher domain ranking or authority. So I'm going to struggle to get to number 1 at the moment. However, I can get to number 2. And that's going to be an extra 500, 600, 700 visitors a month, which is 500, 600, 700 more people who will see my offers, see my reports, can join my list, can buy products.
Because one of the things we talked about last week, which I was kind of like, I think it was last week, might have been the week before, when we were talking about the other side to this, which is backlink outreach, which is a painful subject in my head. And it is for everybody. that we go, oh, well, I don't want to do that outreach. That's a ball ache to do, and it's going to be hard work getting stuff. But there's ways of getting backlinks, like a couple of backlinks straight off the bat without really,
Yeah, I'm starting to compile a whole list of sites that will give you a free do follow backlink. And then every time I do an article, not immediately, over the course of a month, maybe one every couple of days, just go and put your article up there, get a free backlink, and you're good.
So there might not be the most amazing backlinks. It's not like getting a backlink from a domain rank of 85 whatever domain ranking, but it's still a backlink. It's something just to get you off ground zero, which a lot of the time is all you need to do. And then there's things like doing the pinging, using tools like Pingler.
Blog and ping.
Oh my God!
It never went away.
It's like going back to the 1990s, isn't it? And some of the tools that are out there are the same as what they were in the 1990s, which is quite horrific.
Used it last week.
But it's worthwhile doing because it's it just gives not only Google a nudge, but other search engines and other directories a nudge of stuff that's out there, new stuff that's out there.
I mean, the other good thing that's starting with stuff you can rank for, right, with very few backlinks or no backlinks. You're in there, you're sitting number 4 or 5. You look up and do you know what? If I got 3 good backlinks, I've got a real good chance of going to number 1 here.
Yeah,
and it drives you on. It's the same as in the article I've just published in the free membership group. I basically said, look, don't go balls out and write the best article possible on day 1. Write an article that is good enough to get you on the first page. Okay. Then start to analyze the site above you. What can you add to your article in 15 minutes next week that will probably push you above that one?
Yeah.
And then the next one. I mean, don't even try to rank number 1 at first. Try to get a presence, and then over time, do what other people don't. Most people write an article and they don't update it. The only update they'll do is updated 19th of March, 2019. And it'll be still the same content that was back there in 2017.
Yeah.
So you've got a choice. If you're actually doing proper, good updates, Google's going to notice that. And I think Google very soon, because they're quite switched on, they're going to go, hang on, guys. You can't just change the date from 2017 to 2019 and think we're going to put it up to the top. Okay, so proper rewrites and adding new content over time. It's got to be one of the ways forward.
Yeah, no, totally agree. The reason why we're talking about this a lot at the moment, one of the things that Mark came across 2 weeks ago, I think it was, or a week and a half ago, of a particular site that had been sold for in mid 6 figures.
Yeah.
Valuation. So, but in terms of the revenue that it was generating, what was it? It was something like they were doing about
$10,000 a month profit.
$10,000 a month profit, but just been sold for mid 6 figures. So we're talking anywhere between $4,000 and $6,000, $600,000.
Yeah, $400,000 to $600,000.
Which is and to create these types of sites.
Yeah, I
know. To create these sites,
bikes.
But no, here's the thing. You go, oh my God, big, and you're like, well, it doesn't really matter if your site's profiting, say, $2,000 a month, or $1,000 a month. Does that mean that the site is worth $40,000 to $60,000? Essentially, to a certain degree, yes and no, it isn't. You can't really extrapolate quite that. But well, actually, what does it take for me to get a site to a point where it's earning me $1,000 in profit a month?
Yeah,
and which is an easier step to go towards. And then what if you created 5 of those?
Yeah,
then it becomes a nice, interesting
every
proposition.
6 months, sell one.
Yeah. So one of the things that Mark's been setting up in the new SMO Pro group is basically we're going to be going through a course of showing you how to set up these types of sites, essentially, how to get them started, the research, the setup of the site, and what you do on an ongoing basis to keep it ticking over, and it not to be a massively overly burdenous kind of exercise to do it. Excuse my dog slurping in the background. So I don't know whether you can hear that.
I thought it was Sam. Drinking a tea from a saucer.
Drinking out
What
the
do you do in Scotland?
Ah, dear. So yeah, it's having that. What we're doing is trying to show people how to build it without it being a massive kind of exercise in work. Because previously, to create what do they call it? Not an influencer site, authority
I
site.
don't really like the term authority site.
No, I don't either, because it implies, well, for me, it implies a massive amount of work, which
Don't like that.
The lazy part of me just goes, oh no, I can't be arsed with that. And I've tried creating different sites over the years, and some of it's go away, dog. No. So my dog just wants to join in the live call. I think he just wants to go outside and bark at shit. But no, the phrase of authority site is just like, just too much of a pain in the ass. I don't know if you can see him.
Hello, hero.
Grumpy old fool that he is. I think he was a grumpy young fool as well. Just wait, he'll start barking in about 30 seconds. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
That was a bit of but ultimately that's what we're trying to do. So if you're interested, if you're not already a member of Pro, now's a good time. If this sounds like the sort of thing that really gets your juices flowing. Before we came on air, actually, Mark said to me, he said, for the first time in ages, I feel like I'm really enjoying this internet marketing thing. It's just like, which coming from Mark is like going, oh my God, and you've not been enjoying it? Because at times it can be a real ball ache to do this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think some of the things that Mark's been looking at has got his creative juices going. It's got my
now. 8 o'clock in the morning, get to the office. Come on, let's find something else to write on.
But it's got my creative juices going as well. I've got a blooming pad full of different ideas for. Okay, well, we could research that as a authority site or whatever we want to call them, and just it's not like I'm thinking, well, I'm going to have to create 25 articles off the bat. It's like, yes, I'll probably get sort of 5 to 10 created to get the ball rolling, and then what I'll do is once those 10 are created, I'll go back in and update article number 1 that I wrote. And then a week later, I'll go back and update article 2. So and it not being a massive piece of work, it's like half an hour here or 20 minutes there just to get, keep the thing moving forward. And in the meantime, I can then go and create the next site.
Yeah, I mean, you start to find a lot of authority sites, they start publishing lots of content. And I do not intend to be doing that.
No.
I'm more like the Brian Dean or Daniel's method, where you create a bit of content, but you make it over time or even immediately the best you can make it. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's 5,000 words. It will still rank number 1 if it answers a question that people want. And you were right about the dog.
I know. He's a muppet. He really is. Hopefully nobody can hear that in the background, although the whole village now has heard Hero.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of frustrating. It will shut up in a second, maybe. So what else were we going to talk about today? We were going to talk about a book, weren't we?
Yeah. And that's sort of subscription models. So I was in a group yesterday. This guy had been on a tour of, I think it was 4 events in 4 days in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
And he said every event they went to, the book that came up was all about subscription models. Which was, what was it called, Tim?
The Automatic Customer. Yeah. It's John Warrillow.
John Warrillow, the Automatic Customer. Everybody was going, yeah. And so I know Tim's read it. Tim's applied a lot of the stuff to it.
Well, I read this book originally about 3, maybe 4 years ago, and it's one of those books that I keep on coming back to. I probably read it at least 10 times now, but it's one of those. It's probably the best book out there if you're interested in setting up a subscription business. So a subscription box or a software as a service business, or even like a newsletter, or all this kind of stuff. It's probably the best book out there on the subject of subscription stuff. Now this dog is really doing my nutting. I might have to call him in. We'll see how long he goes for.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. For me, I've applied many of the strategies that are present in the book, and it talks an awful lot about the mathematics of subscriptions as well. So why churn is such a major part of subscriptions, and it's something that we take massively to heart, because in our business, if we've got 400-500 odd subscribers buying Lean Greens on a monthly basis. Now, if we gain 10 a month and lose 10 a month, then our business is stagnant. It's not going anywhere. The subscription side of our business is not going anywhere. However, here's the thing: if we gain 10 customers and lose 10 customers, but 10 of our existing customers double the amount or increase the amount of product that they get every single month, then we don't necessarily mind, because our business is still growing. So the average order value and the lifetime value is much, much stronger, which is kind of, so we put in various systems to, yes, stop 10 people from leaving us, but also how can we increase the value of the customers that are with the subscription customers that we've already got by upgrading them or adding more product to them. So stuff like that, which is all part of the automatic customer. Very, very interesting book to read.
Yeah, you say he did another one as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Built to Sell. Built to Sell is a little bit more like it's kind of like one of those kind of story-based kind of educational book type things. I don't know what you call them. It's kind of it's basically it's like the 1 Minute Manager. If you've read any of the 1 Minute Managers, it's Ken Blanchard who did that. And it's a story about somebody, but it's telling you about different aspects of creating or adapting or changing your business so that it can be sold ultimately. Yeah. And again, very, very good book for if you run a business that ultimately you want to sell and is sellable. So whether that is a service, whether that is a software as a service, whether that's a product-based thing, it's how you set up and structure your business so that essentially you're commoditizing, which sounds horrific, but you're commoditizing the product that you're selling rather than it being too bespoke. So it's again a very good book. The two books that John Warrillow has written have been a strong driver in what we've done with Lean Greens over the years. So well worth reading. I'd almost forgotten about the book because it's been about a year since I've read any of John's stuff, but it's definitely well worth getting both of them at the same time.
Cool. Right, we've got a few minutes. So what we're going to talk about, what I think would be a good idea, and actually we might even do a full episode on this next week or the week after, and that is like the tools that you use on a daily basis. I mean, tools that help you manage your business, keep on track, etc. So, for example, I realize I'm probably spending 90%, not 90%, the majority of the time I'm being productive inside of G Suite. So G Suite, for example, I think it costs $5 a month, I can't remember, but it gives me my Gmail account, which hooks into all my different emails. I've got Google Docs, Google Slides, all the Google tools I need. I can write PDFs, I can write articles in there. There's something that hooks into it that will import the articles you write. I think Keyword.io, something like that. I've got to sign up for it a week ago. I've forgotten it already. So yeah, tools like that. I mean, what do you use?
There's one tool that I've been using more recently. One of the problems that we've had is as I'm watching my dog just stare at me and bark at me like a freaking idiot. He is that animal there.
Your horns.
Above my head, my horns. Bernese Mountain Dog. You're a muppet.
He agrees with you.
He does. The one tool that we've been using is a Google tool called Google Photos, because one of the challenges that we've had with our business is managing image assets within our business. So whether it's stock images that we've bought, whether it's photographs that we've had taken of product, label images, whether it's logos and things like that, and actually having a way of managing or storing those in one place, so that when it comes to going and searching for the right image to go into the, a certain promotion or creating an ad, a Facebook ad, we've basically struggled to find the right image, and we've always found like an old version of a photograph of a product rather than the latest version of it. So it's that was one of our main frustrations. So we started using Google Photos at the end of last year, and that's helped us massively. So again, another Google Suite type product, but
I think we'll actually do a full half hour on this at some point. But there's things like Asana,
a web text
that make life easy.
Web text tool is something that I used a long time ago, came back to, left again, then came back to it again. There's things like that which which for what we talked about at the beginning of this show is a massive part of this as well. So a massive part of that process of writing decent content. Now my freaking muppet of a dog wants to come back in again.
Well, I think it was it Tuesday morning? Look at him.
In. In.
He's so obedient.
Oh.
Right.
This is descended. He's just been a dick now. Oh dear. Lovely, happy, smiley face that he is there.
Oh, yeah, he looks lovely there.
Yeah, no.
I think it was Tuesday morning. I woke up, came to the office, and I thought, screw it. And I deleted everything, almost everything I had. Courses gone. I kept a few courses, important ones, but courses I bought, and between 5 years ago and a year ago, gone. Don't want to know them. Completely blitzed my computer. So I started from afresh, just wiped it, then thought, oh shit.
What have
I had? I went to LastPass. I had 650 odd things in there. I've got 200 now. I'm going to reduce that down even further. Domains that I bought and I built and didn't use, blitzed them off the server. Literally, I Tuesday evening, I had nothing. I was starting from scratch on Tuesday evening.
So I've just burnt my internet marketing business to the ground.
Right?
You've just burnt your business to the ground.
Yeah, it felt like that. So it's just like, do you know what? It feels really good. So good. Because I don't have to look, which tool I use now. Okay. I mean, the only reason I put Skype on, because that's all you use. Mm-hmm. I've not been in Facebook, on only posting the link to this. I've got rid of, I've got ScreenFlow, I've got Transmit on here. That's it. So anything else I can do from my phone or I can do from my laptop. I was sat in the garden the other day writing an article. It's bliss. So if you're feeling a bit daredevilish, I dare you to delete everything. Okay, well, I know. Do a backup, right? So I use Backblaze.
You wimp.
I use Backblaze, and the only thing I had to recover from Backblaze was the Transmit, which is my FTP program. The list of my favorite servers, so I'd actually get back into my server, because I thought I might need to do that.
Yeah, that might be useful.
Yeah, but something like Backblaze or even Google Drive or OneDrive or iCloud, do it. Oh, seriously, just get rid of all that crap. It feels great.
Yeah, I think there's I do it every now and again where I just do a bit of a cleanse of files and things like that. And my biggest worry is that I'll delete things like, the only version of the label file for, XYZ product, and it's just like labels for me are a freaking nightmare, which is why we've started using things like Google Photos or Google. Yeah, is it Google Photos? Yeah, it's photos.google.com, and it's just to try and like make sure we've got them somewhere else other than on my hard drive. So it's having those backups somewhere. But yes, I do like to do a bit of a cleanse every now and again. It's normally coincides with getting a new laptop or something daft like that.
Yeah, but obviously it feels great, and everything's so fast.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Oh, Ian reckons you got a Halo today.
I've got a Halo. Oh yeah. So my Muppet dog is looking at me again. I think he wanted something.
Right.
Wanted attention. No, he's gonna.
Right, should we call it a day?
I think so. That's the stuff at the beginning of this episode. Definitely rewind, go listen to it again. If you're not in the foundation, jump into the foundation.
Yeah, seriously, honestly, it's my aim with the foundation is to turn it into the best, and with no rivals, free membership.
And obviously, we try not to hold stuff back, but we have to hold some stuff back. So if you're wanting to take things to the next sort of level, the SMO Pro group is probably for you. But the free group in its own, to start with, is ideal, and it's got it's got now. I haven't read the second part of Mark's thing on research, but the first part is superb. Definitely worthwhile reading through. And there's already a whole bunch of other content on the foundation group that whether your things affiliate marketing, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's email marketing, whatever, we've got loads of stuff on there already.
Yeah.
So dive into that.
I'll be completely honest. I mean, the idea of having a good free group like this is to give you enough information to get you started, get you earning some money, and then thinking, well, if I can earn some money with the free stuff they've given me, my God, what must be in the pro group?
Yeah.
And for example, there's 50 odd courses in there.
Yeah.
There's the recent course is how to build this $200,000 business in 18 months. We're just building on that now, so we've got a whole new group in there on that. We're going to work together to do it. So you can ask questions. We can share writers. We can share resources. You could hire. We'll probably maybe get a VA something for the group that you can have for a couple of hours a week or whatever, or send me the details and I'll add the VA to give us some tasks or something whenever work out what we're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Wait, here you go. Boom. Thank you, Ian.
Don't peak too early. Yeah, it is a fantastic group. I don't go in there nearly enough. I've been going in there probably about once a day. Yeah. I don't use Facebook for anything anymore other than for advertising and for my own business page that we run for Lean Greens. Really, that's the only reason why I'd ever go on Facebook. Yeah. And it allows us to, with having the foundation group
away from Facebook. We've got that clear. It's away from Facebook.
It just gives us a level of it keeps you focused. Yeah. To a certain degree, it allows you to ask questions without worrying about the Facebook machine tracking you. So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I hated posting on Facebook. Most of my posts on Facebook were
you lose
a blog
so
of text,
and
that's it.
The threads on them are awful.
Yeah, but now, because it's a really good search function, you can go in there, images. So whereas before I'd either post a video or a block of text, now I'm doing a block of text, occasionally throwing in a video where I can go deeper in it. Lots of images that are in context, not just at the bottom. What's that image for? I love it. We should have done this ages ago, mate.
Yeah, but it's about timing, about the right technology at the right time, and that's one of the things with the tool that we're using for the group is at the right time now. Yeah. Definitely worthwhile. Cool.
That reminds me, we have to get Dave on again soon.
We do have to get Dave on.
We haven't spoken to Dave for a while, have we?
No.
So Dave, free up some time. We'll have you on. We'll talk about some, usual rubbish. Right, I'm going. We're waffling.
Dave and his usual rubbish. There we go.
Speak to you later, mate.
Cheers. Have a good weekend, guys.